Hello, we're trying this again. If somebody can see this and just let me know that you can see me so I know that I'm doing it right, it would be great. I feel like I'm doing it, but I don't know. Good. Okay, so, where were we at? Hi, Bobby. Okay, so we were talking about the guy Speedway letting me out the door, but as he stood inside the door, I started to have a little bit of an anxiety attack, and I'm like having this this rapid fire discussion with myself in my head. Well, certainly you can't just ignore him because that would be rude. And then I'm thinking Fat Lisa's in me screaming, well, you're never ever going to make it through the doorway with him standing there. You're too fat for that. So I just sucked it up and walked through the door. And of course I made it through the door and I thanked him. But it took me talking to my daughter to calm down about that. Because while I know, he's not hitting on me, he's just being gentlemanly, I have a very, very hard problem with that. And again, it just goes back to my irrational fear of other people at times. But what do you do? And a part of what I wanted to talk tonight about was and I'm not cutting anybody that's only had 20, 30 pounds to lose. That's wonderful. But it's very hard learning. Hi, Robin. Hi, Jessica. It's very hard learning how to conduct yourself in society as a semi-normally sized woman. It took me forever to be able to buy clothing on my own. My husband gave me gift certificates to Kohl's here in our city. And I went 3 times to Kohl's. And I would gravitate back towards the plus size clothing because that's what I was used to. And then I would feel like people are looking at me like, you're too fat to shop in here. Why are you here? About the 3rd or 4th time that I attempted to shop, my daughter, sorry, Zach, but you need a girl for this, called my daughter, try to get her to hawk me down so I could at least try and get some clothing that actually fit. She lives in Columbus, and I live about 20 minutes or so south of there. She ended up jumping up, getting her car, meeting me at Kohl's. She was sick, and helped me buy some clothing. It's just the weird stuff like that that is very hard to adapt to. But I'm understanding that it's normal. So if you are losing weight and your size is going down and people are starting to notice, try not to shy away from it. Thank people. Somebody holds a door for you, thank them. Pick something up off the floor for you that you dropped in a store or wherever you are, thank them. They don't mean you any harm. It's very, very hard mentally. You have this, for me, I call her Fat Lisa, in your head screaming. She's screaming at me, you can't do that, you're not going to be able to fit there. You look stupid in those clothes. Oh my God, your fat rolls are showing, your skin rolls now. But it's important that you learn how to live as a thinner person in society, if that makes any sense. See, now I don't have Robin to prompt me, so I'm not quite sure what to say. But yes, I've been full keto since about January, and I did hear her telling you about my dismay at the measly little protein grams that I get. I should really have like 56 a day because my weight has dropped so much. But I still get around 60 a day. I run my main concern is getting my fat in. You should get double your protein in fat grams. I'm usually running, my body does better if I'm like 82 to 85% of my day is fat. people think, oh, how can you eat that much fat? Well, you put butter on everything. I use butter, or I'll drizzle avocado or olive oil over everything. I'm not a big fan of fat bombs. When we first started this, and I learned about fat bombs when we first went keto, or I did. My husband's still low carb, high fat. I tried to make these strawberry fat bombs with strawberries and heavy whipping cream, and I think some cream cheese and some sweetener. No. Froze them, and I don't like the texture of that heavy whipping cream, cream cheese combination frozen. It was like biting into frozen styrofoam that melted in your mouth. It was really strange. So I don't do that. I eat avocados, and people ask, I've lost about between 100 and 101 pounds so far. I am a very slow loser, but that's okay because this is a lifestyle. My blood pressure's come down. I'm on less potent blood pressure medicine. I no longer have to take any diabetes medicine. My RA, no lie, I was always good for about one flare-up every month and a half, and my flare-ups were debilitating, like days on the sofa, in the bed, not being able to work. And then I got a little cocky about it. And from when I started actual keto until about 2 weeks ago, I had not one flare. I could run up and down the steps. We went to the Ohio State Fair. I walked all over the fair. It was wonderful. And then weekend before last, I woke up with a flare. So I'm not as close to remission in that as I thought I was, but it's okay because I can get around better. I can participate in life. I can run around, play with my grandkids, play with the dogs, play with my husband. But if you have any kind of autoimmune disorder, this is what you need to do. If it's not keto, you need to get rid of those carbs. We touched a little bit on, and Robin into about this dirty keto or lazy keto, or I'm doing keto my way. And I'm not a keto snob. It's just that it's not keto. It's more low carb, high fat. If you're new to this group and new to this way of eating, oh yay, Robin and Chris can hear me. Hi guys. If you're new to this way, oh my, the deer horn is right above my head. If you're new to this way of eating and you see people posting that, and it's great that they post it, but just make sure you understand the difference. People that do lazy or dirty keto most usually incorporate some sort of grain into their diet. If Rob has already gone over with you, I'm very sorry. Some people still eat fruit. It doesn't bother them. If you have any kind of diabetes or you were any kind of diabetic, fruit is not your friend. I mourned the loss of fruit. I love oranges. I love pineapple above everything else. Any other kind of food in the world could live on pineapple. Had to give it up. My health is more important than the pineapple and the oranges and, whatever else. We even stopped having strawberries because you don't get to be 130 pounds overweight because you just like food, the taste of food. I'm compulsive. So if we have a whole big thing of strawberries in the house, I'm going to eat those strawberries until they're all. But, it's just any red light food, Weight Watchers term. Red light foods are not good for me because I really don't control myself that much. I control myself like a beast with things like, I work for the government. I work in an office with attorneys. There's food all the time. People are bringing in bagels and, donuts and things that they've baked. I can handle being away from that kind of thing. But if there's a keto food that's okay keto, Lisa will eat the keto food until it's all. And that's not good. But advice for you guys trying to get yourself into the keto frame of mind. Number one for me was do not start replacing things with keto versions until you've been in this for several months, because you have to suffer through that terrible craving for carbs. You have to suffer through the sweets cravings, because if you don't, and you substitute something that's made with sweetener, let's say, you're not teaching your body to do without the taste of sweetness. You will hate it. It took my husband maybe 4 days. Love him to death. Could slap him. Took me 2 full weeks, and my son had warned me about it, so I knew it was going to be hard. I was a pasta freak. I love pasta. Could eat it 4 or 5 times a week. By week 2 of me wandering around the house grumbling, I really want some pasta. I can't believe I can't have pasta. My husband was like, eat the freaking pasta. I can't stand you. And, so I said, oh, no, I'm not going to eat the pasta. And I don't. And literally, I woke up 2 weeks later, and my energy had come back, and the cravings were gone. And I don't crave sweets often. I crave them when I'm stressed. My mother passed away in March after a lengthy illness with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. And, they don't prepare you that it's not like they just go to sleep. They go to sleep and then they're gone. It was 8 days of her and she didn't want any food, water, feeding tube, nothing like that. So no IVs. So we're thinking maybe 3 days. It was 8 days. We have this donut shop in our little town, Jolly Pirate Donuts. They make the best angel cream Long John's Bismarck with the white cream inside. I wanted one of those stupid donuts so bad because I was just trying to comfort myself, and I gotta thank my husband again. It's not that he refused to let me do that, because if I wanted a donut, I'm gonna go get a donut. But he really dissuaded me from that, and I'm glad that he did. So when I have moments of stress, I still want sweets, but I can resist them. That's about all I know to tell you, babes. If anybody has any questions about what I do or how I got here, you need to have. I just have sheer willpower. I don't ever want to be 262 pounds. That's what I was. I'm 5'3". I'll be 262 pounds. I look like the purple girl that turned into the blueberry girl in Willy Wonka that you could roll down. That was me. When I look back on pictures of it, I'm like, oh God, why did somebody tell me that I look like that? And I ask people, I ask my family, and they don't realize that you look like that until you look different. Don't give up. Never give up. This has to be more important than anything else you've ever done in your life. It's not selfish. You moms out there raising small children, it's not selfish. It's not selfish to have a section of the refrigerator that's yours, and that you say to your children and your husband, if he's not doing this, this is my food only, because you can't eat their food. You can eat what you want. Seriously, we're adults, but you don't want to eat that. You want to stay away from that. You can do this. If I did this, seriously, I had 1 day's notice, less than 12 hours notice before we started this. You learn as you go. And then, when people say, a lot of people say to me, oh, you're such an inspiration. And I want to go, no, I'm not really. This to me was like, it's been hard, but it's not been impossible. I'm thankful to God every day that I found this group. I've been in other groups. Other groups are more just for chatting and telling what you're eating and people yelling at you for doing something wrong. This group teaches you what to do and why you're doing it, and why the health benefits outweigh any risk that your doctor is nervous about. If your doctor's hounding you about this, you pay them. They don't pay you. You tell them this is what you're going to do. And if they don't like it, then find another doctor. I'm blessed that I have a doctor who is, he's very open to this. One of the other doctors in the practice actually does this. I have a rheumatologist who is thrilled to death. You have to align yourself with people that are willing, if they don't understand it, they're at least willing to watch you do this and learn from you. You don't have to be with a doctor that tries to browbeat you into their way of eating. You got to remember, they're being paid by the pharmaceutical companies. They want us on blood pressure medicine. They want us on the type 2 diabetes medicine. Unfortunately, I would love to be off my rheumatology, my RA biologic, but the reality for me is that my body won't allow me to. So I'll give in and I'll continue to take that because I want to keep walking. I want to be able to run around and play with my grandbabies. But you control yourself. Nobody else controls you. You do this for you. If you have a spouse that's not into this, okay. You have a spouse that's not into this, that ridicules you for it or ambushes you for it, you all need to have a discussion. But anyway, I didn't think I was going to have enough to talk about. Here I am just chatting away. But, oh, thank you guys. You're so sweet. But, you know, you have to have that conviction and that knowledge. You're never, ever going to be successful with any weight loss program if your head is not in the game. If it's a drudgery to you, or you're really missing foods that you love and you haven't gotten to the place where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, it's not going to work for you. My nose itches. I'm so sorry. But get your head in the game. Bobby, you're out there. I love that you're doing this. I love that you reached out to me. Zachary, my son, if you're still on there, you still owe me some macro information, baby. I will help whoever I can. I want everybody to feel as wonderful as I feel. But I believe that's all I have for now. But thank you guys for listening to me. I will catch you in the group. Bye.